Alrighty, Tales of Arise. We're still not done with this game. And apparently I am not close to finishing either. So there's that. We took a wonderful trip down memory lane yesterday. We're in the Forbidden Zone. We're on Lenegis, which is exciting. Alphen and Shion have new duds, which is pretty fucking cool. And yeah, we're gonna start things off with a checkpoint and a boss fight, cause yay. Woohoo. But my goal is to get this game done by the end of the week. I would love to be able to finish this game by Friday, but we'll see. We'll see how it all goes down. We gotta be like at least 75% done, right? Though, right?
Volron. He really was still alive.
Oh, but look, he's like trapped
and
or
there's
something.
the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Oh, maybe that.
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
Oh, well, what gave that away? The fact that he's just sort of like trapped and also mumbling.
Its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena at the shrine of the true sovereign.
Need you to do the EX dungeon though, even if you gotta set it to super easy. Okay.
He's lost himself. Reduced to
Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do the raid bosses in that dungeon and we'll set it to easy.
Over there.
Just
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
Is it?
Can it be
Weird.
that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the maiden?
Ooh,
It
wild.
looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
Huh. Wild.
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
I'm not gonna lie, when it like panned to the shot of Volron with the Renis Alma in the front in the center, I didn't know that was the Renis Alma. I thought it was just the hole in his fucking stomach. From when we stabbed him, but no, it's just the Renis Alma.
I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
Oh.
They all have the same face? How is that even possible?
It's Red Woman! Triggered. Actually triggered. I hate this. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Hello, ma'am. Look at those heels, though.
What is this?
Calm down,
What the
Deoxys.
hell are they?
It can't be. Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
It's like Deoxys and Iron Man had a baby. Okay. That's enough. Oh, there's 3 red women.
They're not feeling particularly talkative.
It's no use, Alphen.
No, they're not.
If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand. You picked the wrong fight.
I don't know which one they're targeting.
Try harder.
In a bind?
No. Take this. Try harder. My turn.
I don't know what... Okay, the buzzsaws.
All mine. Vacuum blade. Not today. Vacuum blade. Coming through.
I was trying to change.
Now. Scarlet Inferno.
Here, let me help.
Alma won't save you!
Prepare to be sealed.
Magic is
In a bind.
What happened to me? Where'd I go? What? Christ, this buzzsaw's so good. Come back here, you. Come back here. Christ, man. I'll do this and then. Oh my god.
Now you see what I can do.
Hearing the over limit on them is not great. I'm not gonna lie. Is still an over limit or no? I don't think so. They are not. Okay. I'm glad that over limit did not last very long. I'll be honest.
Where are you going?
Here, I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Eternal devastation!
Can't get out of this.
Let's go, Guardian Field! All right, let me at him. I got him!
Not today!
Let me at him.
Here's the evil.
All right, let me at him.
That's loud. That's so loud.
Inferno focus! Appreciate the help.
Eternal devastation! Vacuum blade! Be still! Mirage! You're finished! No escape!
I didn't even get a boost strike. That feels kind of bad actually. I just noticed.
Where are you going?
Here I come!
Dance in the wind. Here's the healing arm.
I'm not done! Vacuum blade! There! You picked the wrong fight!
More with that next time.
Vacuum blade! There! Eternal devastation! You...
I'm gonna just hang back for a second. And then Rinwell's dead again, so that's not great.
Take care of
Bitch.
You're mine! I'm not...
Oh shit. There it goes. I'm an idiot.
lightning orb. Dance in the wind.
I'm glad that's actually okay. Rinwell, come on.
The armor won't save you.
Flaming meteor!
Eternal devastation!
Think you can fly? Lunar
Mine! No escape!
Appreciate
Where are
help.
you going? Astral energy. Need to pull myself together.
Think you can fly?
Into the shadows.
Eternal devastation!
Inferno traffic! I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malisa! Here, denied!
I'm actually gonna do this because I get a defense buff.
No further.
Grace up higher!
Eternal devastation!
Blade!
Annihilating power. By the power of
Lunar orb!
Eternal devastation!
Hurricane!
Anything in armor is all mine.
Christ, I didn't see that third one.
Healing circle.
Appreciate
Here. Here's Amber. Flaming meteor. Freeze lancer. Inferno blaster. Going in. Into the shadows. Hurricane strike.
Here I come! Now or never.
Here's a
Take
heal.
this!
Photon flash. First aid.
Vacuum blade.
Illuminate the dark. Glacial spear. Pierce evil.
Vacuum blade!
Freeze lancer.
Take this.
Water. Hear my call.
Down.
Do it.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Okay.
Phoenix Strike!
That wasn't too bad, but it wasn't. That wasn't the worst thing in the world. It was a little touch and go when both Shion and Rinwo died, but we got there. I think I'm down 2 light bottles though. Actually, no, 3. I think 3 or 4.
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Alphen, just kill her.
Do you think it's really over?
No, of course not. That was phase 1. Alphen, please double tap for the love of God.
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve.
Ow.
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Nah, it's like a parasite. It's in him now.
Who said you could touch that?
Well, you can't do anything, but you seem preoccupied, so it's fine. What are you gonna do about it, huh? You look.
Damn it! He's awake!
What's he gonna do, huh? What's he gonna do?
I should have thought as much. So you know this place? Naturally. It was built for me, after all.
Rude.
We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
That is a good question, considering that
Even
you
after
seem
all this time,
a little trapped
you
right
still
now.
insist on hating me? You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
Honestly, that's fair. He's a little jealous. It's fair enough.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
You're bluffing,
Is
points
that
God,
what you think?
just in case. Well, okay.
Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle.
I feel mildly
I proved
insulted,
my
Law,
worth and
but
a sovereign's
thank
powers
you?
were
I don't
granted
know.
to me.
Were
I
they
feel like it was
really?
kind of a backhanded compliment.
We already know the title of sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan.
Probably because of
Then
the
there
light
were the
astral
records we
energy.
found in the library for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Boron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a...
A slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right?
What if Volron's
Volron.
Alphen's like clone son?
So he posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Now ask him if he
Renin and
cares.
Dana need these distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alma!
Uh-oh.
It's too late. You can't stay here.
We need to go. Outfit!
Bye, Sephiroth! Oh! That's what you get for hesitating. Well, you're gonna have to jump for it. I was kind of expecting you to be like, no, this isn't gonna happen. Like, no, I have to sacrifice myself. That's a pretty far gap, and with not enough of a running start. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Chief. Like, even just barely making it, I don't know
No, I
about
will
that
be your
one.
shadow no matter where you try to run.
Literally Sephiroth. Literally Sephiroth.
Let's go.
Just the Tails version of Sephiroth. Does she have double jump? I don't think so. I don't think
Never
she
forget.
does.
I am
Honestly,
the one who devours everything.
I don't think so.
Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
Sephiroth.
Are you two okay?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
I like that
Is
law.
Volron...
Reach.
have we
I like
finally
that
seen
law
the last
also
of him?
reached and it's
We
like,
can
law,
but
what are you gonna
hope.
do, huh? You don't know what sort of pain this is
Those
gonna
red
cause.
women.
You've never touched Shion before.
What the heck was their deal? Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renaissance.
They've
Damn it!
done
that's the
a
second
runner.
time now.
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way.
Okay. So I guess
We
we're
can
going
head them
to
off at Rena.
we're going to Rena now.
Did you say
okay?
Rena?
Just another stepping
Volron
stone.
mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renaissance in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Renans or Danans.
Yeah, not in a good way like with us.
Hold on. I want to look to see if Shion has double jump or not. I don't think she does. I'm fairly certain. Mid-air. She's got a mid-air evasion, so like, I guess that could give you I guess that could give you it. Yeah, I'm not seeing a double jump. Yeah. So okay. All right. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. The mid-air dodge will get there. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. She's got the mid-air dodge, so you know what? Okay, I'll give it to her there. Yeah, but there is no a second double jump though. There is no double jump. I do want this though. So I think we're gonna go into here and then we're gonna go into CP in full, cause yes. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. The minute Darch
I
gets
didn't
there.
see that
Okay.
coming
All
about
right.
Volron. As for those red women, to think they were monsters all along.
Tell me about it. One minute they look perfectly human. Next thing you know, they're not actually human at all.
They definitely weren't Renan or Danon. I'm not even sure language would get through to them.
So what were they then? Human Zoogle hybrids?
Oh, probably.
Is the most terrifying thing anyone said all day?
How about you, Shion? Dohalim? You ever seen anything like that before?
No, never.
Dude, if they said yes,
However,
imagine.
if they're the same as the
Imagine
red
how
woman
wild
we've
that'd
seen
be.
with
Be like, yeah,
Volron,
actually, I've seen
I
that.
think it's safe for us to assume they understand our language at the very least.
I had just so much I wanted to ask them. About Rena. And Shion's thorns.
Unfortunately, they blew themselves up before we got the chance. Why would they do such a thing, though? To take us with them? Or in order to keep something hidden?
Yes.
Both sound plausible to my ears. They took off with the Renis Alma too, remember?
Yeah, they did. And the next time we meet them, we're going to make sure they tell us everything they know.
So, the last I checked, there's no, like... Nope, can't fast travel. Wow, what the hell? Alright. I don't know... Okay, I don't know how far it wants me to go, because last I checked, there's only one fast travel point, and, yeah. Okay. We'll just walk back, I guess. Take the long way. Gross. Oh, no, right. I might as well take it. I might as well take it. They're really having me walk all the way back manually, huh? They're really making me do this? It's kind of annoying. Because then... Okay, yeah, I guess... Oh, okay, maybe I don't have to fight my way through. Okay, I guess. No, I do. There are Zoogles here, so alright. Alright, yeah, I gotta fight my way through.
Out of our way!
Okay, I guess that's happening.
You won't then you leave me no choice! Bring him down! I never miss!
I'll trip it up. Fire support! Vacuum blade! Make it rain!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Here's a healing heart!
Take this!
First aid!
Stunner!
Annihilation! Mega ray! We are shield! Annihilation! Let Astral illuminate the top! Holy land!
Can't get out of this!
I'll heal you all!
Piercing roar! Strut! Vacuum blade!
Come forward!
Piercing roar!
Searing blade! Reload!
Eternal hits on!
Right here!
Burn in hell! There! Piercing roar!
Demon's descent!
Flashing fang! Now!
Here!
Strut! Be still!
Lightning!
Make it rain! River!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
I feel sprightlier than before.
You know what? If they're gonna make me walk all the way back, I might as well just fight everything. F it. We have full health, full CP, so yeah.
Little
Now or
help.
never. No further.
Go. Crescent move.
Blaze.
These ones can never drink around us. Going in. Illuminate
The flame inside me yearns to be. Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the pummeling to me.
Vacuum blaze. There.
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
Now or never. You're mine.
Their arcs were interrupted.
Eternal devastation.
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Here's a healing arc.
Eternal devastation. Crush. The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
Step back. This one's all law.
Lose it. Yeah. Sad. Unfortunate. There it is. I was gonna say, I feel like there are less ads in here.
Let's dispose of this trash.
You could use a hand.
Healing storm!
Carve through armor.
Raging cascade!
Eternal
Lightning! Press! I think I'll pass on the handshake.
Vacuum blaze!
Far enough!
Close one!
No.
Take this.
Reload! Wind after energy! Lightning contest! That'll bring you down! Illuminate magic! Holy land! Burning strike!
Look sharp!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Done! I'll leave it to you!
I'm out of ammo!
Take this.
No further!
Time to shine!
There!
Look sharp!
Flaming thrust! Lunar Rondo! I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire!
Here, let me help.
Take this! Thanks!
It's
over!
I can carve through walls! In here!
Mirage!
Up the door!
Eternal devastation!
All right, let me at 'em.
Burn! Vacuum blade! Eternal
Now I get the fucking block.
Eternal devastation!
Can't get out of this.
Lunar Rondo! Crush!
Blazing meteor! Inferno! Denied!
Thanks!
Hurricane flame!
Eternal devastation! Crush! There!
Hurricane flame!
This one's mine!
Try harder! Not a chance!
Shattering the tank.
Vacuum blade! Eternal devastation! No escape! Mirage! Lightning thrust! Lunar Rondo! Mirage! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
That'll teach us for getting cocky.
Little help!
Take this.
Vacuum blade!
The endurance flame!
This one's mine!
Eternal devastation! Eater!
This one's mine!
By the power of water! Light acid
Eternal
raging
devastation!
blood! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Not a
Now!
chance! Live up!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Were there any enemies here? No. No, there were not. I am a little upset that it made me walk all the way back here. It's so, like, annoying. It's dark now.
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
Oh, it's this
You
bitch
two.
again.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real scummy
She
move.
doesn't remember a thing. So she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
No, it's a whole lie.
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
That
You're an
sounds like
elite
a
technician,
you
though.
guys' problem.
You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean?
I was just about to
Do you
say,
know
it's like,
something I
in
don't?
that sort of context, what's that
Suffice it
supposed to
say,
mean?
The Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegus from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop
have
that riot.
to.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
So what? We just fake
At ease.
sovereign orders?
Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest ranking person in Lenegus right now?
A lord, which would be Dohalim.
Lenegus wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Ah. Very
Hey,
well then.
you putting it together, Dohalim? There you go. Gotta step up,
Abakir,
son.
You mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow remnants of Lenegus. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldamen and Sia.
Look up there, it's Lord Dohalim!
Do people even know what
He should be in the
region
crown
of
contest.
Dana
Shouldn't
he
Why isn't the
re-
Sovereign
reigns over?
talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest.
Kind of upset that they took the crown and monocle off of him. A little upset by that, not gonna lie.
However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal.
Ooh, Dohalim, don't make promises
I
you
know
can't
that
keep.
you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegis, not the Lords and Sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among men.
Gross. Gross, Dohalim. You want to actually be equals? Gross.
For if we can persevere as one,
Speaking for all other Renans, that sounds gross. Fuck that.
tomorrow awaits.
Oh, hey. Look at that. Look at that timing. Nice. Dude, that timing, though? Hells yeah. Points for Dohalim.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing, was it true?
It might.
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie, built on nothing but falsehoods.
So guess what? Your fiance died for nothing.
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone,
Feels so
what they did
bad.
to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority, the very foundations of Renan society. How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
Oh, no. He's coming with us. He can't do that right now.
You? You can't be serious.
Wow, rude.
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright, or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things.
But how are we gonna judge
More
people?
important
What?
things.
No, that's
Things
the only thing
like-
that doesn't matter. F that.
Oh, I don't know. Musical talent, for example.
That's so much
When
worse.
I bumped into you after all
That's so
those
much
years,
worse.
I said you were no different.
Would have
But I was
rather
wrong.
preferred Astral
Because
Arts judgment.
You were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept turn against death. To see a future.
I'm shocked that she's able to like accept this after 7 years of stewing.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till you get back.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Oof.
Indeed.
Big oof.
Forgive me.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegis who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
Honestly, true.
With
Best
or
mom.
without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits.
Woo! The space trip ain't done yet. Dohalim, Renan leader. After taking charge of the situation and relieving the people of Lenegis of their fear, Dohalim stands tall, no longer burdened by his past.
Looks like the people of Lenegus can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
In one sense, when all is said and done, perhaps I have been a slave this whole time too.
You, a Renan Lord? How do you figure that exactly?
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values, resigned to being swept along, without the resolve to take a stand. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment. A lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person. At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say.
No, Alpha,
Zephyr
he's
taught
your
me
dad
how to
too.
fight.
He was definitely
But
your
in doing
dad as
so,
well.
He also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed. I only wish I could have met him.
Oh, if only, man.
just
If only.
So much I wish I could ask him, especially now. I wonder, have I been correctly carrying on the torch that he passed to me?
I miss Dad. I miss Dad.
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me. You seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
Why ask me now? What does it matter? But yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
Damn.
So basically,
That was
since
a
the very
while
start of our
ago.
journey, then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
It's definitely a competition. 100%.
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
The kids are growing up.
Sorry.
Kisara's
look
sad her
distracted?
kids are growing up.
Among other things.
They grow up so
To
fast.
be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore.
That's not true at all, Kisara.
It probably
That's
sounds
so
weird,
not
doesn't
true.
it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
It's because you love
Must
him.
be that maternal instinct of yours
It's
at work.
because you love him. Go get that D,
You're like a
Kisara.
mother bird.
Go get
Finally letting
Dohalim's
go as her
staff.
child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
I have to walk all the way back to the spaceship, and I'm sad. Walking all the way back. Is that way? Yeah. Oh, good. The ship's still here. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. The ship's still here. All right, all right. Let's go. Let's go. Jesus, okay. It's a hard cut.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix, too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That's a future us's problem, though.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman.
Are you sure about that, Alvin? You sure? We said the same thing on Lenegis, so...
The answers have to be
I don't know, man.
Are we prepared?
I don't know. We literally said the exact same thing when we came to Lenegis. Like, I don't know, man.
We know nothing
Our track
about the
record's
Renan
0 for
homeworld
1.
or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
So stays between how
It's
things.
also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should... What?
Oh! Guess we're not going to Rena. Dolan, get us out of here. Dolan, get us out of here. We gotta go. We gotta go right now. Oh, we already took off. JK. JK, we already took off. That's awkward. Never mind. Never mind. We're fucked. We're screwed. Whoop. Well, that's awkward.
Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
That's not good.
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
Does that include life support?
Bad, right?
That's not good.
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Why are you asking
Are they
dumb
trying
questions?
to finish us off before we can land?
Stop asking dumb questions, Alvin.
Everyone, look
God.
there.
Oh, was it always a front? Oh, shit! Was it always just a front? Does Rena just not exist? Wow. That seems bad. Resuming that flow, huh? So did Rena just never exist? Because that would be kind of wild.
Flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they
hope.
are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
When you're dead.
The flower of oblivion.
Cause every rose has its thorns.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
What if we run out of air? What if we run out of food?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down! You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
We have escape pods?
Alphen.
I doubt we have escape pods. Oh, okay.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
Your pockets are loaded with
No,
food.
this is
You'll
different.
last quite a while.
Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
That's true. That's true. We got so much. We have so many ingredients. We'll run out of air before we run out of food. Let's be honest. Oh, going back to Lenegis. Does Lenegis look different? No, this isn't Lenegis. This is something else. This is a different thing.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile.
That means nothing.
Still,
that
why
means
would anyone want to bring us
absolutely
here?
nothing, Alphen.
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
That's fair.
Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
No.
Honestly, should have let him touch you. Should have let him do it. He needs to learn. He
Again,
needs
Law?
to learn.
Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me.
Honestly, should have just let him do it.
Besides,
Should have just
I'm
let him
the one
touch
who
you.
should be vigilant about not touching you guys,
Like-
not the other way around.
He needs to learn.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people, does it ever get lonely sometimes?
Wow, now who's putting their feet in their mouth,
I
Rinwell?
guess I
Jesus.
never really thought about it in those terms. It was either accept it for what it was or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I did. Always.
So numb to your
Always felt
reality,
lonely.
you couldn't even
Ouch.
recognize it as loneliness? I don't know how you managed.
It's fine. I know I'm not alone anymore.
But I can't even touch you. No way of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate
I mean, that's
the
not
concern.
that hasn't stopped Alpha before, so.
Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. But not forever. Alphen promised me that. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
Yeah, just hang in there. One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see.
Ooh.
I promise.
Ooh, that's hot.
Boo!
Ah! What the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell.
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah.
Honestly,
seeing
I'm
you
with
act
Law
all
on this
nervous,
one. I'm with Law on
everything
this
you start
one.
to feel
That's
nervous
kind of
too.
messed up. Based on everything that has happened.
Oh,
Law's got
sorry.
it right.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
Children, please.
I still can't get over what we saw happening outside the starship.
Yeah, our planet's really not doing too hot right about now.
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana, so I figured it was just another round planet like ours.
Same.
Still though.
Same. What an
I never would've
actual.
imagined Rena
What a
actually looked
con.
like that.
The
And
con
what's the deal
of
with that giant flower
the
coming out of it?
centuries.
Beats me. I have absolutely no clue.
That's actually kind of
so
that's
surreal.
so funny.
Looks like a broken egg or something.
Rena and
Dude,
Dana.
what a con.
taught
What a
that both
wild,
worlds were
wild
spherical
con
bodies
that
that
Rena
floated amongst the
actually
stars
wasn't a
and the
planet,
heavens.
just like a
But to think that they lied
husk.
to us not only about the
Wild.
Sovereign and the Crown contest, but also the form of our own planet.
so wild.
Dohalim.
So wild.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here? That beam of light joining Dana and Rena.
So many
It was the
skits.
Renin side that it first came
There's a
from,
trophy to
right?
watch 300 skits, and I'm actually shocked I
That's
haven't
what it
gotten
looked
it
like.
yet.
And then the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renin homeworld? To reawaken the Wedge and Lenegis?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to steal Dana's energy?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand, dwelling on it won't get us anywhere. What is it?
No, it's just... Zephyr once told me the same thing.
I miss Dad.
So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you? You notice something, you change it. That's all anyone can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
Alright, well, there's an elevator. So I guess we're taking that. Okay. Central level, then. Can't go to the lower. All these plants. Oh, there's a pod of some sort, which means there's a person in there, or it should house a person.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh? What's that?
There's something in there. Ooh, what the hell is that? That's not a person. At least I didn't think that was a person.
It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
Oh, maybe this is the Danon equivalent?
It doesn't look like it can move.
Stab it. Stab it now. It's vulnerable. Stab it now. Stab first, questions later.
Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
That's so not helpful.
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
Okay, doesn't answer
Why
the
is this
what
place?
part.
No, wait, before that. Just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
That is a great question. One, I don't have an answer for it.
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you
that
mean,
good or
serve?
bad?
Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way.
Rude. You should really ask for consent before you do that. That's kind of
Identify
messed
as
up, yo.
detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh, goody. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or
Hasn't
not,
tried to kill us yet,
it may be
so-
our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
Okay. Alright, this is...
I shall now
This has
answer
gotten
your questions.
weird.
We are Helganquil. The red women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Date Phasal, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here.
Pretty cute disguise.
Since
That's true.
my sudden
Pretty good.
separation from the great spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The great astral spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the great spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it without question throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this great spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
My
Dana's will
God,
hasn't been forcing
we've
us to do
always
anything.
been slaves.
Yeah, but
This whole time, we've
Let's
always
assume
been
that what
slaves.
Hevrek 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic.
Okay.
The
great.
voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's great spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents.
Well, yeah, it's because Dana's an
So
actual
thinly
planet.
is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegus are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. and the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Oh, so it ate itself.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary?
That's
so
kind
that
of
the
metal.
Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegis was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renaissalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrecht-35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
Aw, dope. Let's go kill God.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I mean, like...
I did.
Is that
It
any
is in
different to
your
what
best
we've done
interest that you do
previously?
so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
I want you to kill God because
Vengeance?
science.
For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
That's what extinction means.
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others.
There are
Ask them
others?
what you need to know.
There are others?
Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Phasal.
Hey! Hey!
Oh, bye.
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's
Sounds
take a
like
look
Pokemon
around.
to me. Catch God for science. It really is, though. We're catching God for science. Fun. Seems to manage Headbrick 35's condition. Lots of vital sign stats are displayed. Dude, 100%. I like that was his reason. I'm like, yeah, I just want, like, it's for science.
You can't
That's why we're
seriously
doing
be
all this.
buying
And they're like, you
anything
know
that
what?
creature
Okay.
told us, right? I mean, it's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
To be honest, the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
At the very least, everything it said about the Renin Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
But why?
It hungers.
Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
And it shaped
I
it
don't
because
care
and
if
it
we're up
shaped it
against
into
an entire
cannibalism.
world or what its game is. We're not
Renin
going to
Astral
let it
Energy
destroy
shaped
Dana.
itself into cannibalism.
There is one other thing that
Checks
concerns
out.
me. How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor into all this?
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevric 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe the others will shed more light on the matter. Let's find out.
Alright. Okay, we can go to the lower level now. These are Dake phasal construction plans showing a central elevator shaft in multiple circular areas. Wow, they put chairs and tables. Oh man. It measures astral energy fluctuations in Dana and Rena. What the hell?
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
Hmm? Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, sure, why not?
The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
Subjects? Did you... my brain's starting
What
to
a
hurt
weird
now.
guy.
He must have meant Hevrecht 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
What the fuck?
Have you guys lived up here in Dake Phasal with Hevric 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrecht 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected.
Ah, cool.
It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict.
It sounds like
I
slavery.
have to imagine that's how Lenegis
It
is still
kind
run.
of sounds like
But aren't the Helganquil
slavery.
themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hevrek-35 has
Sounds
clearly
like
ceased
complacency.
concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Aw.
Don't you want to go back
That's
home
kinda
to Rena or
cute.
Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
That's not true, Rinwell. It's only getting fixed
No
if we
way.
agree to help.
If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for answering our questions.
That actually made almost no sense. Like, okay, I guess. I like kind of get it, but at the same time,
Can we talk to you for a few
why
minutes?
can't we just go back to regular racism?
Sure.
That Renans are bad
It's going
and
to be
Danans
a
are
while
good.
before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until
Next shift? There was a previous shift?
Please, tell us what you
you
know
know what?
about
It's
the
probably
Helganquil.
Reddit eating itself.
then. You mean the Overseer species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
No!
Apparently not.
The Overseer explained
Please, tell us
shit!
more.
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquil.
They're all Danans now.
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't. But there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of extinction, yes? In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use Astro Arts on Dana now.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries.
Oh, nice.
They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and...
Enough! You needn't tell us anymore.
How
I
can you speak so
kinda
calmly
wanted to know
about
more.
all of this?
I kind of wanted to know more.
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it.
Wait, so...
Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're
That's
also
not the
mostly
problem
the ones
here,
behind
let's
what
be
you
honest.
see going on between the two
Let's be
planets.
honest, that's not the problem here.
I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for
Listen,
filling us in.
Frank, it's not the problem here. So, here's what I'm confused about. If
Does
all...
he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all.
You heard the guy. Everyone used to be a dad, and racism is solved. We did it. We did it, guys.
And let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
So wait, here's what confuses me. If all fake Renans, no, actually, Renans are still Renans. We're gonna use the Helganquin as the Helganquin, whatever. Okay, so if all Renans, so you know a Renan is a Renan because their eyes glow when they use Astral Arts. Okay? Now, if all Renans are Danans, why do we have mages? Why do we have Danon mages that can use Astral Arts but their eyes don't glow? Cause wouldn't that just mean that mages are Renans because they can use Astral Arts? So then why do we have the distinction then? If all Renans are Danons, but if all Renans are Danons, why do some Danons who cast Astral Arts like Rinwell, how come their eyes don't glow like the Renans? If Renans are Danons, or is this gonna be like or is this just all Renans are Danons, but all Danons are Renans? No, all Danons are Renans, but not all Renans are Danons. That's my problem right there. That's my issue. I don't, like, everything else is whatever. That's the singular issue I have right now.
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner! However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied.
Ew.
The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contest began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Pt15 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes, and yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
So who's gonna tell the scientists that we're gonna kind of change their
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the
So
job.
like, who's gonna talk
Remember
about
that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Selective breeding, I guess. And Rinwell and the other mages channel energy different than Renan's. Rinwell had to learn an
Feels like
alternate
our whole
way, cast
world has
not
been
natural
turned upside down.
Channeling.
Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
I'd assume Rinwell.
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Danans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Either way,
Dohalim
I
doesn't
think it's
like
fair
that
to say
fact.
we've all had a lot to take in at once.
Dohalim
Maybe
has a
too much
very
even.
big problem with
we
that
should probably
fact.
take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over before we decide on our next move?
That's a good idea, Kisara. If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us. Because it's not just Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds too.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
Closes the gap between him and Kisara. Now they can fuck already.
Everyone's
honestly,
just gone their own way,
honestly,
huh?
the selective breeding, I can understand that. So like when the Helganquil took the Renans, when the Helganquil took the Renans, they essentially took all the astral art users out of the gene pool, virtually speaking. Obviously, they had some still left, because that's why we have the Danan mages. But that gene, yeah, because based off genetics and my basic understanding of how that works, you take one trait out of the gene pool, you take enough of it out, all the others are going to be essentially watered down or less prevalent, which is why you had the mages, because the mages are still, I guess, so you have the Renans, you have the mages, which are like Renan's lights, and then you have Danans, because most common Danans don't know how to use magic for shit. So then you have the Renans, who are the true Danans, and then you have the mages, which are the Renan lights, because they still have the gene, in theory, they still have the gene to cast magic, but because they can't do it, it's not as prevalent, they can't do it the same way that the Renans do it, they have to do it a different way. Okay. I got it. We're good. I got it now. We're good. Everything's chill.
Everything we thought
Everything's
we knew,
chill. I got it.
It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, that the Helganquil made up.
Everything
Right.
makes sense now to me.
Assuming we can believe anything that Hevrek-35 has told us, that is.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
Ooh, that's a good
But if
connection.
Hevrek-35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another.
I mean, we're
all of
still
us together.
We're still
And if we can't
on the
find one,
same.
then we'll make a new one.
Our
End of
foothold's
story.
still the same. We stop
Make
Dana's
it, huh?
energy from being sucked. We
I
save Shion. We beat
Right then.
Shion's thorns,
Count
and
me
we
in.
save the world. We're still on track. Our end goal is still the same. It's just how we get there has shifted like 8 times in a span of a few hours. Like. I'm gonna go to the upper level. I wanna see what's up here. Sovereign truth is what this is. Oh, cool! Dude! Wow, we are so far away! Holy Christ, I did not realize how far away we were. Holy Christ alive! We're so far. Lord almighty. Wow. Nope, we need to go to the lower level. Yeah, okay. So if I understand it, that makes sense. Cause they took Renans even before Dana got enslaved. So yeah, that checks out. That checks out. Oh. Heal check. Hey, you found me collapsed again and helped me back up. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks to you, I can continue to go about my research. Hey, thanks for the happy bottles, yo.
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
Yeah, right.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Dan and mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right?
Well, in theory.
I know it's not as simple as all that, but Danans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Danan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Rinwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though.
My mind is still processing the whole genetics
so warm
analogy.
And so why is Rena's will trying to destroy
And
our
I'm just
entire
like,
planet?
Being able to wield
Now you
astral
mention
arts
it.
is like having
Everett
blue
35
eyes.
And the other scientists here never really brought that up.
All the
Maybe they
Renans
don't know
have a
either.
75% of
Maybe.
the minor
But
trait.
regardless,
And
at
then
the
all
end
the
of the day,
mages have like a
Dan is still our home.
25% trait.
There's no way we
Yeah.
can let it be destroyed.
That's how that works.
We won't.
I got it.
We'll keep it safe no matter what.
I'm still on this. My brain hurts. This hurts my brain. I don't like this. I don't like this. I want to go back to just regular racism, please.
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
You know, I'm actually shocked.
I know that we're
you know,
all struggling
that
to wrap our
fact
minds
has
around it all.
bugged him that much.
But he
I'm
looked
actually
like he
kinda
was
shocked.
taking it really hard earlier.
What do you think about
Dohalim's
everything
just
we've
got a
learned?
little bit of
About the
racism in him.
Renans and the Great
Just a little
Spirit
bit.
and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own.
That is a
But
good
if
way to
that
put
thing's
it.
hell-bent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Danans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well, I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
I mean, to be
You
fair,
kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the
to
Renans?
be fair, the Renans are
At the
still
end of the
technically
day,
superior.
the Helgan
They're the
and the
true
Great Spirit
Danans.
are the ones who are
Let's be
responsible.
honest here.
But at the same time,
They're peak
I realize that
evolution.
not
all the
every
all the
Danon is
current
necessarily
Dans are
going
just
to
watered
believe that either.
down.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the
genetic
Danans have
write-offs.
against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
They're
just among the
purebreds.
Danans,
That's it.
I'm sure
Renans
there'll
are
be some who
purebreds.
emerge with power and some who
Yeah.
won't.
The Renans are purebreds
I
and
think
the
if we can
Danans
find a way to get
are
rid of that
mutts.
imbalance,
That's it.
then
They're
we'll be in a
mudbloods.
truly good place.
There it is.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah.
Actually,
It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their
the
hatred.
Danans are muggles, the Renans are
It's no
purebloods,
small
and the
task.
mages are
We can't
mudbloods.
pretend like the past didn't happen. and
Got
ask
it.
People to forget their
I
very
got it
real
now.
pain and
I
suffering.
absolutely, I got it now.
Right.
Everything makes
Everybody
sense.
has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
Yeah, probably.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway.
Gross.
Not just that.
I don't want to
but
meet halfway.
also
I want to just
embrace
always
each
be
other's
right. Fuck
pain,
that.
in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
Yeah, so in theory, the Renans are purebloods, the Danans are muggles, and the mages are mudbloods. Like that, because in theory, your average Danan can't cast magic for shit. Now, the question is, with enough practice and in the right training, can regular Danans cast astral arts? Because if that is, which I'm going to assume that's not the case. I feel like that's not the case. That's why we have the mages. And so I'm like, okay, interesting. Very interesting indeed. We'll talk to Doholin last. I feel like we have a lot to unpack there.
I still can't believe it, man.
Right.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
Yeah, but that's different.
It was
You
really that
killed
bad for you?
people.
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live, and I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
Law's just a simple
I know
farmer
this is
boy.
going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry
Law's
too
just a
much
simple
about the
farmer
big
boy
stuff
that goes
right
punchy
now.
punchy.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do, or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're
A
strong
lot
enough
of
to
Zephyr
fight.
talk lately.
And you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather
Yeah,
elaborate
this
one.
is all an act, man. What a performance.
I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis, or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator, so that the Renans can live on Dana peaceably. As the one and only Blazing Sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Danan's society.
It'd be funnier if
without
we
any
make Law do
bloodshed.
it.
That is why.
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Thank you, my friend.
I still think we should make Law do it. It'd be funnier.
Well, it sounds like
There's-
everyone's learning from their past and using it to
I have
create
like
a
one
better
complaint
future
about
for
this game
everyone.
right now. It's
What
the
about you,
and that
Shion?
is
How do you feel about the origin
there's
of
a
the Renans?
lot of cutscenes.
To be honest,
the
I'm-
second half of the game.
I'm
Like there's
not
just
really
a
all that
lot of
shocked, actually.
cutscenes. It's not
I
a
mean,
bad thing
I might be a
necessarily,
Renan in the
but
literal
it is
sense,
kind of
but
like
I've never really felt
I just
like
feel
one
like
of
I'm
them.
watching a visual novel, and it's a little
Right
awkward.
now, it's
Especially
kind
because
of a
I'm so
mystery.
used to, you know,
How do you mean?
going
Because
through
for
dungeons,
a really, really
fighting.
long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that. It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it, before it was too late. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call, is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Danon, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right?
Yeah, that's kind of
Is
how
that what you're
forgiveness
saying?
works, Shion. That's how basic
Yeah.
forgiveness works.
I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
I think I think like the second half of this game, there's just kind of a little too many skits, I'll be honest. Like
Well,
just a
is
little
everybody
bit.
ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think
Or
about.
at the very least,
but
they
at the
need
end
to
of the day,
spread these
Dan is
out
still in
farther.
danger.
Like putting
I don't
them
care who
all
we're up
together like
against.
this is just
We'll kick their ass.
it's interesting, but I'm getting just kind of bored
What are your
now.
thoughts,
Like
Alvin?
I want to do
wanna know
stuff.
what's on your mind, too.
I want to do something. I don't want to
Like
just
Ross
walk
said,
from A to
we
B
have to
and then
fight
watch
the
a
Great
watch a
Spirit in
cutscene
Rena,
each time.
And so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Oh, that's another question.
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least,
Do we ever know anything for
I
certain,
think
Alvin?
it's
Do
possible
we?
her thorns
Huh?
are a part of the Great Spirit.
while the main body resides in Rena.
Shion.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorn's connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Fuck, my genetic analogy is kind of fucked up again, because I forgot that Danins can only use light astral energy, and then Renans can only use dark astral energy. So how the fuck does that count for anything? How does that factor in? Oh! Because the Renans are also Danins, how come Renans can wield dark astral energy, and Danins can wield light astral? Fuck! God damn it! My genetics analogy doesn't account for that.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevric.
So if the Sovereign
Once again, my
Maiden
brain
were originally
hurts.
boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renis Alma stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
More
Scientists
importantly,
that have
who do
expendable
they
resources.
think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
I just hope everyone on Lenegis is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegis is equipped with a large number of starships that people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Wait, explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegis. The people there will be fine, I'm sure of it.
They keep saying it, and
Right.
I'm just like, they're not fine. Narrator, they were in fact not fine.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the Great Spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renis Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the
so we
Sovereign
really
and
is.
the Maiden.
This really is Pokemon.
They are our best tools for suppressing.
This really
and
is
controlling astral energy.
Pokemon. We've gone back to the Pokemon
Using
analogy.
their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renis Alma to destroy it.
Hold on.
Wait.
That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the Thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
Well, that's a problem. We can't have that.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit, and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
Missed the invariably
This
part.
method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
Now, see, I'm trying to get
other
laid,
options?
so, like, is there a plan B?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die. That we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your
Plan B is
world.
to nut up and
Abandoning
fuck
it
through
is
the
irrational.
thorns.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of
Oof.
Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
It's kind of ironic. No.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony, considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed. I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Well, I guess we're not gonna go do that plan.
Fine, then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process.
Alph, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds kind of
Sit
selfish.
back and watch us
Not
where
gonna lie,
it's
it's
safe.
kind of
Quit
toxic,
ordering us
to be
around and
honest.
shut up.
It's a little toxic, dude. Like, I know you're trying to get some,
What you
but
say
I don't
is
know, it's pretty
irrational.
toxic.
Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
Science
what are we
wins.
supposed to do about the Renis Alma?
Science wins!
One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
At first we didn't have its attention, but now we have its
It is likely that the
curiosity.
Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Pt15 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar, is all. Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear.
I do like the fact that
we're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us.
The only
Not
reason we
doing
got
it
him
for
to
your
agree is
sake,
because
or
we're like,
because you
think
told
of
us to.
think of how cool this experiment would
Remember
be,
that.
and Heifer just like, you right?
It matters little to me. the end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Pt15 to talk like a normal person?
The truth.
I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Mood.
Don't worry.
Law. What a
Think we're
mood.
mostly done with him. Now all we have to do is rest up and wait. Once the Fall Knights is good to go again, we'll be taking off for Renna right away. Is the Rennis Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way.
So we're doing this. We're doing this.
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. But with the amount of energy we're talking about here.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Pt15 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details. So assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're probably right.
It'll take some time to completely repair your starship. I suggest that you all get some rest in the interim. Sure. Yeah, so we're technically, yeah, we're doing this Pokemon style. Thank you. Yeah, we catch.
You still thinking about what
catch
the scientists told us?
the Great Spirit, and
About
then
where Renans
stab
really
the
come from?
Pokeball.
I am.
Amazing.
But not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head on, don't you?
This is the scene. The scene of why we have the eye patch.
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan.
Bender over
But
the
you
table,
changed
right?
that, though, Halim.
That's where I'm at.
You gave me an
That's
opportunity
where
to see
I'm
them in a
at.
different
Just
light.
please, for the love
Thanks
of
to your
God,
reforms,
fuck,
we were able
please.
to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our
This
lives.
hurts me because they're
Of
not
course,
fucking.
I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Danans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and
If
Danans
they don't
alike.
at least kiss by the end of this scene,
Realistically
I'm
speaking,
done playing this game.
Surely they won't all be able to get along.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind.
Ah!
Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all...
Yeah?
Don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
Yeah, I think so!
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Oh!
Yeah, I think I do too.
Oh! I'm done. I'm done playing this. This game's stupid. This game's stupid. I'm done playing this game. Fuck this! Fuck this! I hate it here. I hate it here so much. Ah!
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle.
Please.
So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before.
You're gonna have to be a lot more
Dana's
specific.
will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
You gotta have heart,
Remember
Law.
how I used
You
to
gotta
really
believe.
resent coming from a family of mages?
No, not really.
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
Oh, okay.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning. Even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight.
No, that's probably puberty,
Then,
actually.
when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
Oh no,
you-
that's bad.
what?
That seems kind of bad.
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
We're all dead
Well,
now.
like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah. Maybe.
Pt15 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am.
I hate this game so much.
Who I've become.
The emotional frustration I'm feeling from literally all these scenes
so thanks,
is
Rinwell,
so
for
painful.
sharing that with
It's
me.
caused me physical discomfort.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will, well, I mean, it mostly was...
Yeah?
I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Yeah?
Never mind.
No, you wanna...
Nothing. Just forget about it.
No.
No,
what were
keep
you
going.
saying?
Keep pressuring.
I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
Keep
anything.
pressuring it.
Now you won't tell me what you were thinking?
That's not
Keep
what I'm
pressuring.
saying.
Spit it out already.
Keep pressuring. Do it, you coward. Do it. It's good enough. It's good enough. They're still young. It's whatever. It's good enough. It's farther than Dohalim. It's farther than Dohalim Kassara. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's good enough. Whatever. Fuck it.
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
Yeah, if they were, I agree, County. If they were older, they would have gotten there. It's good enough. Whatever.
Can't.
Close enough.
I've got too much on my mind.
Oh my god.
Especially
I hate
knowing how
this.
close our last
I hate
battle
this.
is.
So much emotional frustration. It hurts me.
How are you doing, Shion?
It hurts me so much.
Same as you. Still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana?
Yeah, can we go back to that,
Oh,
please?
that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Christ.
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
Just fuck the video games
If I
in full
hadn't run
force.
into
It
you that
really
day,
is. I hate it here.
Wouldn't have met
I
all
hate
of you.
it here so much.
I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something
I
more.
want to get off this ride. This ride's.
I
This
wouldn't
ride
have my
blows.
memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Do
Hey,
it.
Alphen, I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do.
Nope, no, that's not happening. That's not happening.
Like Pt15 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That's not happening. No.
It's true the blazing
No,
sword may
that's a-
not
that's
have
a
the strength
stupid
of the
promise.
Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
Not really, no.
You
No,
can't be
we've
serious.
fully leaned
Have you
into the
forgotten everything
toxic
Listen,
toxic
the
Laufin,
Great
and
Spirit
no, we're not
isn't
backing
just
down.
our problem.
We're not backing down now.
It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Your plan's
Okay.
kind of like your plan. It sucks.
But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen.
Do it. Do it. Who cares about the thorns? Do it. You know you want to.
Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
We'll get there. We'll get there. It's fine. We'll get there.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact
Phrasing.
a mistake no one would ever make twice.
Phrasing.
After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
Out of context, this sounds
That's because
real,
I couldn't
dude.
feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before.
That's someone else's body heat, to be completely honest. That's not a weird feeling. That's just
I hate having to see you
that's just
suffer
body
through it
heat. That's
every
just
time you
natural
do.
body heat, let's be honest here.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
Honestly, she should have just done it. She should have just grabbed his face, would have been
I do,
kinkier.
because Shion.
Yeah? Yeah? Oh. Oh.
You can tell me once my thorns are gone.
I'll accept that.
Okay.
I'll accept that, actually. You know what? You saucy minx, you! I'm okay with that one. He went for it, and you know what? Shion's like, let's put a pin in that, and you saucy minx. Full marks. Way to go, Alphen. Way to go. Nice. You love to see it. You love to see it. Goddamn. Dohalim, Kasari,
Everybody
fucking
get enough
take
rest?
notes, both of you.
Ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
Easy.
We're fighting for a new future
Easy,
for both
man.
Dana and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek-35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Phasal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrek-35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very,
Look,
very
it's not like
long
anything
time.
interesting
I have
happened.
unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage.
You know what? Just kill them anyways. They're
It
dying
would be
anyway,
illogical
so it's
to risk
whatever.
the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
Evan, they're already dying, so just
Can't that thing
just
light
put it
up
a little bit earlier.
Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up. Did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
I hate it. Kisara and Dohalim must very quickly
As
become my two
Sovereign,
least favorite
Your
characters. I hate it.
identification number indicates that you
hate
are
it so
well
much.
past your predicted life expectancy.
Yeah, things got weird.
Similarly, the maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
A lot of factors, a lot of variables.
We exist because
Coincidence,
others have
really.
entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand.
Well, I mean, with enough time, they probably could.
All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
I hate it here. I hate it here. Man, Kisara and Dohalim, two of my favorite characters, in one cutscene quickly became my least favorite characters. Wild. What absolutely fucking wild. I never thought I'd be here I never thought I would say that Alphen and Shion are my favorite characters in this game. I really never thought we'd get there. But look where we are now. Oh,
It would
because of
appear
two
that our
cutscenes.
Helganquil host really
God
has
damn it.
fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
Probably should have cooked first. Probably should have cooked first. Probably should have cooked first. Honestly, didn't even think about it. Feels kind of bad. Maybe we can leave. Who knows? Maybe we can leave. Probably can't leave. Well, I can't leave. Oh, thank God. All right, yeah, we'll leave and then reset the food buff. Oh yeah, we can definitely leave freely. Wow, this place looks like shit. No wonder no Renans have come to the homeworld. It's trash.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
Ooh, what if the ocean is,
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy.
Ooh, I think I know what our ocean is.
Dead.
I think I know what our ocean is.
Then this must be the hollowing.
Yep.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is
shit.
That stuff?
Oh my God.
And it's covering everything.
Wow.
The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
It literally cannibalized
So
itself.
arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea.
You guys ever get
everything.
so hungry that you just start eating yourself?
And it bound the Helganquil in
kinda
servitude
relate.
until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
Duh, law.
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
Destroyed remnants. Rena. Destroy remnants?
So this is Rena.
Well,
This
special
is where
owls have
everything
appeared
began.
throughout Dana. Wait, what?
Yet it's a dead world?
Fuck?
I won't let Dana suffer
What does
the
that
same
mean?
fate.
What the
ever.
fuck does that mean? Special owls have seemed to have appeared throughout Dana. The fuck does that mean? What? If I stop here, I should be able to finish story tomorrow. Okay, then I guess that's probably what we'll do then.
A hollow
We'll watch this
ocean
skit.
as far as the eye can see. What do you think would
Oh,
happen
New Game
if
Plus
we
Owls?
fell
Oh, okay.
in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
That's a good question.
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
Maybe when we get back to
I'll
Menancia.
pass.
We'll try when we
This
get
is
back to
essentially a
Menancia.
world-sized Renin graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing
I
the end
like-
of this one for
I
a
like
while.
that Law's like, no, I said I didn't want to do it.
Snorkeling in it or something.
That's a good
the
question,
idea is
though. I
to
kind of
seal
want
the
to.
great
I
spirit
kind of want to
inside
know.
the Renaissance using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength. It's that it's
They give you the
sentient,
carryover
too.
options and such. You gotta
And
find
you
them
can
for the
ban
outpost.
anything you
Oh,
like.
so I
It's
can
not
find
going
them
to sit
now,
back
like
and let us
currently,
destroy
in
it.
this
In other
playthrough.
words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit.
You're just saying that all the benefits of those
Shion's
owls.
thorns
Okay,
flew
so
out
all
of
the
control.
benefits of the owls
We
I
were able to deal
find
with them directly.
are all in
If
regards
this
to
is
New
their
Game
host,
Plus. I see. I
they
get
should
you
be
now.
even more
I get you now.
corporeal
Okay.
here.
If that's the case,
fuck.
it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's
You wanna just do
core,
that now, then?
even temporarily?
Maybe we go do that now.
We might just be able to weaken it
We'll
enough
do that,
to
and
steal the
that'll be like the
Renaissance,
end of. We'll
which
take
we can
it,
then
we'll
use
have
to
that be the
seal
end
it
of the
away
night.
forever.
Maybe.
It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up.
Yeah, let's go do that. After we get through all these skits. though.
Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
Good question.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will
If
have
we're
to
gonna go find the
change,
owls. I'm
that's
gonna
for
go.
sure.
I'm gonna
The
go to
world
a
will have to
campsite
adjust
instead.
to
So
so
I can
much.
Go talk to
My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
What do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renin rule, but if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Danans started pressing their own.
Renins, Danans, astral art users, mages.
There's no combo
The
between
world
Danans
is
and
full of
Astral
labels
Arts.
used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day...
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
We done? Is that it? Did I get them all? Alright, cool. Thank God. Alright. Oh, fucking dope as shit. Dope as fuck. Alright. Let's go find some owls. I'm gonna take a brief pause. Find some owls here. Alright. I'm gonna scroll down through this list because I need... Oh. There's another skit.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What? No! I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell,
Don't worry about
the
that.
point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renins inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, Why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Are they?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helganquil?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
I guess.
Not hugely. Hey, Kisara, while I've got you, what's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking, maybe meat?
Get him, Hoodle.
What did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hoodle.
Damn.
Ow, ow, ow! Seriously, what the hell?
I mean, like, it was, like, kind of interesting, but, like, I don't know, that was...
You know, guys,
right.
when you think about it, we've taken out a lot of Zoogles. Like,
There's
a whole
one
lot.
area on Dana you haven't been to.
You can say
wanna
that
clear that
again.
now and go to the wharf
One
and talk
thing's
to
for certain in
Mahamar.
this
Okay.
world. It's that wherever we go, we'll always end up bumping into them.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like, a ranch where they breed them, do you?
No, I think nature's just taking
Certainly
its
in all
course.
of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on Dana, let alone up in Lenegis.
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be reproducing on their own.
Ooh, hot.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's difficult to fully exterminate them.
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
Look, sometimes you gotta call
What
the
do you mean?
population, Rinwell.
Zoogles originally used to be living creatures native to Dana and Rena, right? Being genetically modified isn't their fault.
You're right. Zoogles were only created because of us Renans. We altered the original creatures to suit our own ends.
First, people made Zoogles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because they're a threat. They really have only seen the very worst, huh?
I hope we find a way to be able to live side by side with them one day.
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities. What else are we supposed to do?
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able to keep them somewhat under control.
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce the danger they pose.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way, maybe people and Zoogles aren't so different after all.
Okay. Alright, let's make camp real quick, because I'm fairly
guys wanna
certain
rest
we
here?
can probably talk to somebody, so... Don't think I've missed...
Why are you staring at me?
I could ask the same thing.
So this is how the Sovereign and Maiden are supposed to look. You two go great together.
Right?
Law, come stand between us.
Oh, sure. You want me to put something white on as well?
Of course she doesn't.
No,
Take a
it's
closer
fine.
look, She-Hulk.
Well,
It's a miracle.
What are you talking about?
This outfit, it's already got blue accents on it.
So I see.
I did miss a skit.
I love how much amazing food we get to eat even when we're out on the road.
Me too. Especially compared to what I used to have when I was still a slave. This is paradise.
It's amazing what good food can do to keep your hopes up. Nagal used to say all the time that the power of food is subtle, yet profound.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of
ain't
food,
that
I
the
made mac and
truth?
cheese last night,
For
and
whatever
after
reason,
stream, guess what I'm
I
eating?
don't worry nearly as much when I've got a full stomach helping me out.
That's why you shouldn't be such a picky eater.
Huh?
She's right. You always leave food that you don't like on your plate when you're done.
Come on, what's the big deal?
Back in the day, I couldn't think about leaving any food. It was such a waste not to eat at all.
Wow.
You needed every last scrap of energy.
Wow, Law, what's it feel like to
Exactly.
have privilege?
Even when my
Jeez.
brother and I didn't have much to eat, we all did what we could to make it taste good and enjoy what we had.
That definitely explains a lot about why you cook the way you do, Kisara.
Dohalim, I bet you don't know what any of that's like. You must be used to food being handed to you on a silver platter.
Sometimes it was gold.
You didn't shy away from that at all.
Although,
funny.
there was one experience that does come to mind.
Oh?
When I first learned that the food I ate originally came from animals and fish, I was rather taken aback.
Really? What'd you think it came from?
You just ate whatever was in front of you without even thinking about it?
That's a silver spoon elite for you.
Yeah, that's privilege right there. That's actual privilege.
Your
I did
cooking
miss-
has
I
really
did miss some.
improved, Shion.
Then again,
It's
we've been
because
doing a
of
lot
you
of
that
other
I
stuff,
understand what
so-
makes it so fun. I'm glad everyone seems to enjoy what I make too.
I've noticed a disturbing trend that after it's your turn to cook, our ingredients tend to run really low. What's up with that?
That is a good point, Law. There's a weird difference between the amount of ingredients she prepares and how much food actually gets served. Curious. Very curious indeed.
I don't know. Isn't it pretty normal for veggies to shrink a little when you fry them up?
That's not what we're talking
Or
about.
maybe she eats all the bad batches herself so we won't notice.
That.
Come on.
That
I
one.
wouldn't do anything like that.
No, she actually just snacks
Then
on the
how would you
ingredients.
explain the difference?
I have a theory that I wish to propose.
What do you got? What do you got,
What is
Dohalim?
As we all know, Shion here can have quite the appetite. I imagine she often taste tests her own food as she prepares it. By my eye, it would appear that her footprints are leaving deeper impressions as of late. Far be it from me to level such an accusation, but the facts lead me to conclude that...
There's no space
She's been
between me and two.
snacking while she cooks.
And yet, she still looks so slender in her clothing.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm kind of envious actually.
Wait a sec. Are you guys trying to say she's...
Nope.
I'm what?
Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing?
That she's the maiden.
Nothing.
Duh. That she's the maiden, and that's it. And we're gonna move on.
Shion, about that fight just now.
I don't know what fight she's talking
Sorry
about,
about
but okay.
that. I was careless.
I didn't come to criticize you.
I don't know
Just
what fight they're
please
talking
take
about,
better
but
care
sure,
of
whatever.
You don't need to worry
Whatever.
about me.
It's fine.
In case you forgot, I can't exactly die anyway. It's like how you used to not care about getting beat up because you couldn't feel pain. And then I was the one to patch you up. It's the same thing.
You're right. That is how I used to be. But this isn't the same.
Then what do you mean? How is what's happening now different from what happened then?
It's different now.
Look, if you mean because you can feel pain again,
It's because I don't want to see you getting hurt. You're right. When I couldn't feel any pain, I put myself in all sorts of dangerous situations.
Law
I
just
didn't
loves
listen to
systems.
anybody's
He'll
warnings.
figure it out
And I
eventually.
made a lot of
maybe.
people worried for
He's
no
still
good reason.
young. It's
That
fine.
was foolish.
He'll maybe
This
get there
isn't about
eventually.
you and me being able to
maybe.
take pain. I don't want to have to see you get hurt, Shion. It's too much for me to take.
Pussy.
Is that a crazy thing to say?
Yeah.
no, it isn't. And I definitely don't like seeing you get hurt either, Alphen. We can't expect our enemies to show us any mercy. But I will do my best not to throw myself in harm's way out there either. How does that
I
sound?
missed a lot more skits than I
I'm
thought.
sorry if I sounded
didn't
harsh
realize I was
earlier.
missing this many skits.
I didn't mean to. I just really want you to take better care of yourself.
I will. At least, for as long as I can.
I got them all. Alright, we'll cook before resting. Where is our fish steak? Running out of boss fish.
This looks perfect. Guaranteed to hit the spot.
Oh, what the fuck? I thought I was done talking to.
Shion, could we talk a
F. Just absolutely F.
I thought you had something to talk about. I was waiting on you.
Not really. Why? Should I leave you alone when I don't?
No, it's fine.
We used to really have to force these conversations when we started talking to each other, didn't we?
To say the least. Hey,
What is it?
do you think
You know when you done, they'll be
you'd
symbol
like
by
to
the
make
name?
something together?
Like a baby?
Make what exactly?
Like a baby, Shion? What?
If you wanna... Just if you wanna make dinner together.
Ah, that's boring.
What did you think I meant?
Ah, that's boring.
Huh? Dinner?
Sure, I guess.
Oh, dinner. Yes. Yes, of course.
Sure, I guess.
Dinner.
Whatever, that's boring.
Right.
How boring.
What did you think I was talking about?
Oh, we all know the answer to
No,
that,
it's
Shion.
nothing. Don't worry about
We
it.
all know the answer.
Anyway, what did you have in mind?
Well, do you recognize these ingredients?
This
All
is...
aphrodisiacs?
Wait.
Yeah.
Is this?
So you remember?
Potatoes.
That's right. We're going to fix the very first meal we ever had together.
Potatoes?
Although I remember it not
Pretty
being well
sure
received
that's
when
what
we
it
had
was.
You still remember that, huh? I'm sorry, Shion.
I'm just teasing you, Alphen. I picked this recipe because it's easy to make, and I thought it would be a good choice for dinner, too. Anyway, let's get to work. With both of us making it, we should be finished in no time.
I never thought we'd end up eating alone like this again. Just the two of us.
Yeah. So much has changed when you look back on it. Well, I guess maybe not what we're eating, but still.
No, I'd say even that's changed too, in a sense. Our meals are a whole lot better now.
True. We've both come quite a long way in the culinary arts.
That's not exactly what I mean. How do I put it? It feels like eating together is a lot more enjoyable than it used to be.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Even after our battles are done, when Dana is saved and our mission is finished, we'll probably still be sitting down to dinner like this, night after night.
Yep, I doubt that much will change. You've always got to eat at some point.
I hope our dinners will always feel like this.
Oh, they will.
Maybe not
Oh, they will.
exactly like this. Hopefully we won't still be camping out.
That's fair.
Oh, no, not at all. I meant in a nice, warm house.
Yeah.
One with a roof over our heads and
Yeah.
a proper fireplace.
Yeah.
Instead of an open campfire.
Yeah.
And real chairs instead of these logs. Nice plates and silverware on a big dining table. Oh, and a proper kitchen. That'd
Yeah,
be
and
nice
a bedroom, a four-post bed,
when
and a
it's
bed
time to
frame.
fix dinner, we'll be in that kitchen.
Standing side by side.
Nice. Lewd. Lewd as fuck. Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Looks like we made too much.
Yes.
I don't think we'll be able to finish
Oh,
all this.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'll see if anybody else is still awake. I'd really hate to have to throw it away.
Oh, yeah.
Side by side, huh?
That's the skit I wanted. Yeah. Fuck yes.
I'm looking forward to breakfast.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to assume we're done talking to Shion. Fuck yeah! That's the shit. That's the good shit right there. Explosive charge!
ready to head out?
Oh, yeah? Yeah, Shion? I bet it is an explosive charge! Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah! Anyways. Alright, let's go find some owls now. Anyways. Time to go find some owls. Alright, let's see here. It's in the Iglia Wastes. I gotta go to the Iglia Wastes. There is a quest in Olzabek. God damn it. Alright, any other quests I need to know about? Fuck. Okay. Christ. Okay. We'll do... How long will we be going? Almost 3 hours? How many quests are there? 1... 2... what a pain. 2, 3... 4... Okay. Alright. Here's the game plan. We're gonna do these 4 side quests. We're gonna find all the owls. And then we're done for the night. We'll do it that way. Feels kind of bad. But it's fine. I gotta get levels somehow, so... This is how it's gonna go down.
Finally. If only we could have flown.
It's the Owls and Island, TBH. Okay. Maybe we'll do that then. Oh, hi, Alphen. Oh, look, you're a little dirty street urchin. Hey, Cole, what's up? You don't look too hot, kid. I'm really hungry. Well, we'll at least start this. Even with the Renner gun, there's still not enough food to go around. That's not good. Is there no way to bring some in from outside Calaglia?
Yes.
We have been. Thanks to your hard work, we've managed to establish trade routes and have a little food coming in. But the other place is not very well off either, so there's only so much we can broker between realms. Especially since this realm is nothing but rocks and sand for the most part.
Just great.
That's sad. I wish something more could be done. There's still hope. I heard there's a merchant from Sislodia who's visiting Glanamede Castle.
How's this?
Would you mind talking to him for
Got
us? Sure. We'll see what he has to say. In the meantime, here, have this bread. Yay! Wow, thanks. Where'd you get it? Shion always comes prepared like that.
All right.
Anyway, let's make our way to Glanamede Castle. All right. And then, okay, we'll do that then. Yeah, we can do that. We'll find all the islands, do the island, and then we'll start things off tomorrow with side quests. Try to beat the story, and then
like being
whatever we don't finish Thursday, we'll
You're
finish
only
Friday.
just noticing?
Okay,
Ah,
that works.
Yes, forgive me. The whole lack of sensory feedback situation.
Yeah.
That's the one. It's hard to believe I once worked in this soup, let alone helped spearhead a revolution.
And all with the mask concealing your face. It must have been very grimy beneath that.
Ew.
Back then, we had our plates full enough dealing with constant abuse from our Renan overlords. It never occurred to me the air itself was oppressive in its own way. My head's spinning just with the effort it takes to walk.
I think that's called heat stroke.
Yeah, that's definitely
You
heat
might wanna
stroke.
take a sip of water.
That's
You mean
definitely
that
heat
water
stroke.
that's been festering under the sun for days? I wouldn't chance it without boiling it first.
Oh, I know. I'll go to the dock and fetch us some clean water.
Water alone won't suffice. He'll need to ensure his sodium levels are replenished as well.
In that case, let's see if we can rustle up some rock salt. Alphen, you go cool off in the shade for a while. Shion, stay and keep an eye on him.
And then there were two.
Bit of an overreaction, but it's still kind of them.
No, you're having heat stroke. Heat
Maybe
stroke's
it's
nothing
not
to
the
laugh
time,
at, dude.
This
Heat
place
stroke's
brings
pretty
back
serious.
I know what you mean. We're back where it all started.
You don't ever regret meeting me sometimes, do you?
Are you kidding? You started all of this. Bringing down the wall, retrieving my sense of self. I have no regrets.
We got the water.
Welcome back, Law.
Anyways, alright. Alright. Alright, so let's go find some owls. So, first one's gonna be in Iglia Wastes. We are going higher up than the first one you collected in Iglia Wastes. Climb to the second tier of the map from the vines in the southwest corner. You still needs map action. Oh, okay. I see.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Fucking owls. Alright, so I think it's up here. Yeah, it's gonna be right up here. I'm going the wrong way. And then, oh, right here. Hey, there it is. Oh, it's gold. Weird. I would have thought it'd be red.
Hoo-hoo!
Okay. Vivid sphere. A brilliantly colored sphere, the purpose of which is unknown. Rolling it creates a vacuum no nearby object can escape. Best leave it be.
Who? Who?
Who? That's a manly owl.
There's history in the air here. I can smell it.
I don't smell
Oh, that's an
anything.
artifact.
Don't
Right,
encourage
they're
him.
artifacts. That would make sense. Okay, wait. So if that's the case, then... Hold up. Is this from Katamari? Yeah! Katamari Damacy! Yeah, it's the Katamari sphere. Oh, nice! Nice! Hells yeah, dude! Katamari! Hells yeah, that's awesome. Nice. Vest of Secrets. A vest made by a master craftsman in a far-off land. Using only the best materials available, it took countless hours of hard work to realize.
I found some equipment.
It's got a new vest. Nice. Alright, next. Next is Glanamy Castle. Lord's Chamber. Oh, is this how we get to... Hey, since we're going to the castle, let's go do, let's go figure this out. Where does that go? That's from... Where is this? East side? The Gates of Fire? Oh, okay. Gates of Fire go to east side. I might as well go do that real quick. I kind of forgot we had this key.
Let me take a look at it.
This way.
What's on the other side of this door, anyway?
Why ask me when you can just open it and find out?
It's a good question, Xion. Into the grotto. Oh. I just want to know what's in here. Just real quick.
This is...
What is this? Some kind of bath? A treasury? It looks like something Balsif had built. Oh, hey.
But this is...
What are these?
Right.
I think they're sausages? Actually, they're wieners.
Kisara.
Sorry, could you make something with these things? Sure, I could do that late. Now! All right.
Oh.
Well, someone was living well. I can't believe Balsif was hoarding something so delicious. How despicable. Another reason things have got to change. Anyway, we should open this place up to everyone.
Wow.
I don't know that I've ever seen her so fired up. It's not a bad thing, is it? Even if it's only because of food. Wiener recipe.
Nice one, Alphen.
Thanks. Gotta keep up with the competition.
Personally, I prefer Bologna.
Bologna. Royal Cape. A cape popular among the upper class of Renan society. Made with the latest technology, its durability is nothing to scoff at.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that
Witch
makes
dress.
battles easier is okay by me.
A dress worn by witches that once existed in another land. Wearing it is said to let one sense astral energy so strongly that they can see it. And a minute ago, looks like. Wow, this dress is shit. This dress is shit. At least the Royal Cape's worth something. Alright, anyways. That was fun. Now. Alright, so we're going all the way to the Lord's Chamber. And it should just be literally right there. It's so dark and sad in here.
Hey, she's pretty cute.
Who are you looking at? Quit gawking and let's go.
Ow!
It's... yeah. Lord's Chamber.
Do you sense one of your friends?
Oh my god, it's massive! Jesus Christ! Holy shit, this metal was fucking huge! What the fuck? Why is this owl the same size as, like, hold on. This owl is, I think, the same size as Rinwell. Look at it! Look how big it is! Holy Christ! Christ alive! Oh my god! I have a problem with how fucking big this owl is. I have a legitimate problem with this. Holy. Wow. Christ. Battle Maiden Shield. A shield of a legendary maiden of the battlefield who saved her people from famine and despair. Though small and plain, it exudes an angelic aura. Why? Wild! There it is. Anti-collector. As a relic whisperer of sorts on the hunt for ancient artifacts, Tohalim hopes to one day show them off and invite public interest.
This shall be a feast for the senses.
I have an actual problem with it. It's so, like, no, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not cuddly. I just have a problem with how fucking big it is. Oh my god. Oh lord, what is this? Legend of Valkyrie. Okay. Carryover equipment, carryover records. Okay. Legend of Valkyrie. Okay. I don't know that game, but sure. Christ. Alright, next owl. Lordy. Rebel Prison Tower, Hidden Chamber. Okay. Lord. Oops. Let's see here. It's in the tower hidden chamber. Okay. I know where that is, I think. I think I remember where that is. Whoo. Lord. Wow, I was not expecting. I was a hardcore.
What do you think of that chick over there?
Doesn't look like she really works out.
I'm not talking about her muscles, you dummy.
Oh.
Hey, Rinwell, tell me about your parents. What were they like?
I was expecting all the owls to be the same size as the one we just found,
They could also
or
be strict,
the other
though,
ones that we just found.
Especially when it came to magic.
Oh my god.
I never understood why I had to work so hard to learn magic. Why we couldn't just be done with it and live openly like everyone else. Needless to say, that didn't go over well. Of course, if I'd had known that one day I'd be doing this, I would have taken my studies more seriously. What about your parents?
Same deal. Run through the mill. Told constantly that training was the only way to survive in a world like this. It got bad enough that I ended up running away and siding with the Renans of all people.
Yeah, and then you got your dad arrested and killed. It
I've
feels
got
bad.
that training to thank for being alive.
I know how that feels.
The first time we met, you risked using your magic to stop me from kicking my dad's ass. You could have done anything else. You could have ignored it. So, why?
Yeah, I guess something about Zephyr reminded me of my own father.
I mean, Zephyr is literally
You
all
don't
of our
say.
dads, let's be honest
So,
here.
Did your pops and mine look a lot like each other?
Not really. Not at all, in fact. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt a resemblance, I guess.
Lol, Zephyr isn't just your dad, okay? God.
Well, I won't pretend
Don't
I
be
understand,
fucking
but
selfish.
I'm glad. Your dad must have been a great guy.
He was.
Maybe it's the snow soaking up all the sound, but something about Cislodia always feels mysterious to me. Solemn, almost.
When it comes to solemnity, I'd say our own Octalina Palace is no slouch.
I won't argue with you there. Still, that azure tint of the shadows on the silvery white snow, it has a certain indescribable quality.
Indeed. It was boorish of me to even suggest such a comparison.
All I know is it's freaking cold. Still, more pleasant now that the locals aren't quite as frosty towards us.
Well, excuse me if I'm too frosty for your warm self.
Oh, come on! You know I didn't mean you. Besides, really, I'm the one who...
How about we stop getting hung up on the past for a change?
It's just Lodi was
Take what
perfect
you've learned
still,
and put it to use in
till
the
the
future
sun came
instead.
back.
An unexamined past can be just as dangerous in its
Feels
own
bad.
right.
Better that than obsessing over it like a certain someone I know.
Kisara doesn't mince her words, does she?
I could say the same thing about one or two of the other women around here.
Tell me about it.
I think I'll refrain from commenting on this one.
Also, is there a side quest in Sisladen? No. The only side quest I have is the one in Navir Snow Plains with a flower, which I don't think we can do right now because I think
Poodle,
it's
I've
like
got some dried fish
50
for you.
some.
You want some?
Forget that. Doesn't some tasty red meat sound better, boy?
Hey! Stop trying to coax him away with treats. Get your own adorable sidekick if you're so desperate for one.
Shit, she's onto us. Shit, she's onto us.
He appears to enjoy being the center of attention.
Funny how things change. He and Rinwell used to be joined at the hip, or shoulder to talon.
It's not just Hootle who's become more trusting. Isn't that so, Rinwell?
They do say pets and their owners act alike. I suppose since we've been together, I've done my share of coming out of my own shell too.
Well then, I guess with you and Hootle, that makes us all one big happy family.
Hells yeah.
Sometimes when I'm deep in
But that's
thought,
gonna get real
Hootle
complicated
will
when we
come
all
over
start
and
fucking.
sit next to me. I only wish I could actually pet him.
Oh, you will someday. You won't believe how soft he is.
Wish I had that
God,
problem.
that sounds like
I'm
hell.
lucky if I can so much as look at old Featherbrain without him trying to claw me to ribbons.
Really? He seems tame enough around everyone else. Maybe it's just Hootle's way of establishing dominance?
Yeah, that's probably it.
That's dogs, not owls.
I mean, same thing.
What's going on when Hootle pecks at you?
I don't know. Like when I'm talking to Rinwell, it's like he's trying to muscle me out or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Unless... Wait, you don't suppose I make him jealous?
Come again?
Ow! Ah, get off of me, you insecure fluffball!
I rather think they make a good comedic pairing.
Hootle. My heart. No. Wait, this is the right way. Shit. This is toward the underground prison. Oh, secret room's on the other side, isn't it? Yeah, secret room's on the other side. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. That sounds like, that's actual hell. Having Hootle sit next to you and not being able to touch him and pet him, that's hell. That sounds awful. That's a fate worse than death, truly. Alright. I'll be honest. First entrance plaza. I have to go to the collection room. Where's the collection room? Collection room. Oh, it's up the stairs. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Being able to see Hootle and not be able to pet him, yeah, that's a fate worse than death. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Ooh, look at that one. Weird. Spooky. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, mysterious. Broken machine gun. Used to repel hordes of demon-like creatures, this firearm must take great damage. Taking aim with it makes one want to yell, "It's gonna rain lead." A slug?
This shall be a feast.
Can't be. Doom doesn't make any sense. Metal slug? Barraduke. I have no idea what that is. Barraduke. I've never heard of that game. Okay, cool. Next. Adelina, Palace Guard.
For the senses.
Okay. This works, actually, because I want to go to the library anyway, so that works. Palace Guard room. Okay. To get to the library this way, right? Is there gonna be a skip
Sure is good to be
everywhere
back
we
in
go?
the pleasant climes of Menancia. Especially after the extremes of some of the other regions we visited.
Definitely. Your country is beautiful.
You do me an honor. However, this place was never mine to own.
I didn't mean it that way. Though, I guess technically you weren't born here either. Native or not, that doesn't change the feelings you had for the place. If I were you, I'd try to take a little pride in people's compliments.
Allow myself to feel pride, huh? That sounds like no easy task.
Nothing sounds easy when you overthink things the way you do. It must be exhausting.
Yeah.
He's always worrying about
He's
something.
so hot, but
It's
he's also
probably what
surprisingly
gives him
so
his eye
stupid.
For detail. That's just the way he is.
He's so smart,
Yeah,
but
so
so
we've
dumb at the
noticed.
same time.
Let's change the subject, shall we? It's a wonder so many things coincided to bring us here. Alphen's awakening, Shion's decision to revolt, the Danon uprising in Calaglia, the crown contest's final, sputtering throws.
Zephyr's being in the right place at the right time. The fact that you happened to be a lord just as this was all going on.
It's almost as if we were brought together by design.
Let's not
By
think,
someone
let's
who
not
wanted
think
to
too
bring
much
down the
about
system.
it.
No, enough Hand of Destiny talk. We did this on our own steam. It's our responsibility to see it through.
Did Law just utter a pearl of wisdom?
I do think about things, you know. Just
He gets
what do you
there. He
take
gets there
me for
sometimes.
exactly?
He gets there sometimes. Credit where credit's due.
I always sort of pegged you as a likable dolt.
That's about right.
What the hell makes me a dolt, you dolt?
Ooh.
I mean, she did say he was a likable dolt, didn't she?
Yeah, see? Got
Let's
that.
refrain from poking this particular Zoogle any further. Some lessons just can't be taught.
Not to dolts, anyway.
Hey, Kisara.
So many.
What's your secret for putting up with Dohalim? I don't know how you managed to deal with him.
Secret? Oh, I don't think it's as difficult as all that, really.
It's the fact that she loves
Could
him.
have had me fooled. Anyone who waxes lyrical on the aesthetic qualities of cactus thorns is a step too far for me.
And those poetic flourishes he sneaks into regular conversation? How am I supposed to react?
You're supposed to swoon. Take
He
your
likes
clothes
the
off.
sound of his own voice, that's for sure. I say let him have his fun. No need to try and understand anything he says.
Has he always been like that?
He didn't seem as on edge all the time back in Menancia, though he was my superior back then. So who's to say what I didn't see?
The Lord of Cislodia hid in plain sight while a crony posing as him carried out all his business. What if the Lord we met in Vicent was really...
An imposter? Dohalim? Hardly. Like it or not, that's him all right. In all his flamboyant, circumloquacious glory.
Oh, circumloquacious.
I'd like to see someone try to impersonate that on a daily basis.
Come to think of it, what with being a lord and all, he's probably never had anyone to speak to on an equal basis.
It wouldn't surprise me. Having you guys around, having a family in a way, must be what's helped him change.
A little heads up on some of his eccentricities would have been nice.
It's those eccentricities that make him who he is.
Sir, I just googled circumloquacious, and literally the first result is words to impress your teachers and your friends. It doesn't help me figure out what the definition is, though. Doesn't help. Referring to someone who is using excessive language to evade a question, to obscure the truth, or to change the subject. Ah. Got it. Alright, we're gonna make a quick stop to the library. Alright. Fuck you, bitch. How is this not a... How? How is this not a different book? It's a book about the history of Rena. Do you not have any of that here? Fuck this. Fuck this bitch. I hate this. I hate this game. I hate this place. I hate this quest. I hate her. Fuck this. I'm gonna go find this fucking owl. Let's see. Is it upstairs? It is upstairs. Should be in here.
Right.
These are the guards' personal quarters. If you need anything in here, feel free to take it. Is this where you sleep too? I got the impression the guard was mostly made up of men. Oh, the quarters are divided between men and women. We're standing in the women's right now. Gotcha. Guess I'd better be careful not to disturb too much while I'm here then, huh?
Right.
I wouldn't if you don't want to end up on the wrong side of her mace. Should have seen this ages ago. Well, that didn't happen.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
That didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. But hey, I got some pork out of it. This owl is smaller than the one we saw in Calaglia. We all know it. The Calaglia one in the throne room was literally the largest owl. It's a little bit of like the same size, but this one's definitely smaller still. Also, this owl is smarter than me, and I hate that it knows it. Ancient excavator. Right, we can't all be heckin' chonkers, I guess, yeah. An artifact thought to have been used in subterranean excavation. Touching it fills one with an extreme urge to dig. Dig dug?
I see you've got your relics all lined up again. What are you doing? Huh? They're so bright now.
Oh, is he polishing them?
Oh, it's you two. I was merely tending to my collection.
Don't you think you've polished them enough by now?
No.
You take better care of your relics than you do yourself.
I try to take good care of them. However, no matter how much work I put in, it refused to respond.
I thought you could hear their voices somehow.
I can, but that's all I can do with them. I can't actually engage in conversation with them. Not yet.
What are they saying? Did they really want you to polish them that much?
You're right. I was so enraptured with them, I may have selfishly failed to consider their own wishes.
Wow, Dohalim,
I must open my mind and sincerely engage with them in earnest.
There you go.
He never gets tired of his relics, does he?
He's tending his relics. Like, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like tending with Gen 4 badges. I get it. I totally understand.
Designs. It makes me wonder if they were made in the same period.
An excellent observation. Yes, I too suspect they're somehow intimately related as well.
I don't see what you two are talking about at all.
Hmm? What's this? Why, that smear wasn't there previously. Could it be responding to my...